dedicate my life to for them 4 years. So, and how I got to LSU, man. So, as everybody know, I was going to go to Bama.
Yeah.
So that was my plan. I was going to go to Bama, but this, I don't know, this like spirit inside of me, it was like, man, I could do the same thing, that I could do anywhere else at home, represent the jersey on the LSU Tigers, the name on my back, Ryan. So I could do that at home, and my family could support me. So it was all about family. Well, like that made me decide to come to LSU.
Yeah.
Mm.
How much with your family around Kevin Falk and Trev Falk, your high school coach, what did that mean to you and during that time of your life to be able to resource those guys?
Well, it was good. I'm glad that family was a part of the staff last year. That was one of the major reasons I came here. Just continue that legacy, that LSU football legacy from my uncle Trev to Kevin Falk. So I mean, it was a blessing to be where I am today.
Absolutely. What was your high school experience like for you? I saw you play one time, and you did everything but make the popcorn, bro. I mean, you were offense, defense, special teams. What was your high school experience like as far as playing went?
Yeah, it was fun. It wasn't that business-like environment now that I have now in college, so it's just kind of like stress-free. I was just going out there, being me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I could play any position to help my team. So
last year in college for you, what was your take me through the ride of your health? I know that you never really got 100% till towards the end of the season, it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
But what was that like for you?
It was tough. When I first came to LSU, I was kind of not injury prone, but I was going through a lot of injuries type stuff. So I feel like it helped me,
Mm-hmm.
my mentally, physically, and emotionally, just to get through that, like just to see where I was last year into where I am now. I mean, life is good.
Yeah.
Like, it's going smooth. Like, I'm learning a lot, being more accountable. Finally, like, I feel like I could be a positive trait to my team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's good.
Where are you now mentally? How good was spring for you? What was your expectations going into spring, and what did you take away from spring?
So I'm good. I'm good now, mentally, physically, 100%. But during spring, I was kind of under Greg Brooks,
Mm-hmm.
so I got to learn a lot from him. Just to know my role, just to go out there every day and practice hard, compete, with the best guys, because we got the best receivers.
Yeah.
I think the best people I've guarded ever. So that was pretty cool. Everything went good during the spring.
Is there a position that you feel most comfortable at? I've seen you at nickel. I've seen you at safety. I've seen you all over the field. Is there a position that you feel most at home at?
I like the nickel spot. I like the safety spot. Anything to contribute to the team success, I do. Anything to contribute to winning. But for me, I would feel more comfortable at the safety spot, more versatile, so that I can, make plays instead of just being that, stuck in one box kind of.
The free safety spot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What was it like during spring with Steeples and Cooks, the defensive backs coach, Steeples being the cornerbacks coach and Kerry Cooks being the DBs coach? What was it like kind of getting to know them and that relationship forming on the field?
That was good. Yeah, they both great men, great leaders, great coaches. Learned a lot from them. It's a positive like vibe around them. They're not. It's like kind of like 50-50. Like they're leaders. Well, 75-50 leaders, but they kind of they'll get on you if you make like a wrong play or something. But that's good for us as a team.
Yeah.
As a core.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about Matt House? He seems like he's a very forward-thinking defensive mind. What was it like learning under him for spring, and what do you expect from his defense?
We gonna be good. I ain't gonna lie. He's just so smart. Like he knows every position. He can coach any position on the defense.
Yeah.
So I mean, to have that smart mind at NFL, like mindset is just like good for us, because I mean, it's just been good under him.
What about the DBs? You got a lot of new faces in that room, right? You got some guys that have transferred in, like Mackay and Jarrick, who will be here coming up this afternoon. But you've also got some guys returning, like yourself and Jay Ward. What's the expectation inside that defensive back room, and how has it been kind of forming the chemistry with the new guys?
That's been good. To have that, that seniority leadership from, Jay Ward, guys like Major. And then we're bringing more people in transfers. So, I mean, it's just a different mindset coming into this year. We all have positive mindsets to help contribute to team success. Just to set an example for the younger guys. That's what I like to do. That's about it.
Brian Kelly, what has he brought to this program? You were there last year. You're here now under this leadership. I'm not asking you to compare the coaches but just how has the program changed from your point of view? What's it like under his leadership?
It's been great. Love the guy. He's a great man, great coach. I just like how he's trying to, turn everything around. Not saying, well, in a positive way, but I mean, like, he's trying to teach us to become men on and off the field, and that's what I like. Just to be more accountable, like I said, teaching us hard work, and just those characteristics that we need to have to be a man, like not just, like I said, not just on the field, but also off the field, like just being a good person in general. Yeah. So that's what he's instilling in us. How's your academic summer going? How was your academic spring? Good. It's going good. I kind of struggled when I first came, but now I'm just the adaptation. That's been good. Kind of focusing on school more, and then that'll lead to success on the field, not being less stressful and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's been good. Do you feel like this is kind of you're walking into it? You feel a lot more. You feel like you're much more at ease with where you are. Definitely. I just feel like things just going. It's not a roller coaster ride no more. It's like now, like I got my feet wet. Now I know what to expect. Now I know what to do, what to accomplish. So. That's been good. How much do you pay attention to like the nutrition part of it now that you guys have access to a nutrition center, a nutritionist? How much do you pay attention to that part of it? Well, that's big. Nutrition, whatever you put in your body, it's gonna come out. So, I mean, that helps with being healthy on the field. Like I had injuries, so I never had any knick-knack injuries since last year. That's been good. And just Dr. Frakes, he's been doing a great job with the nutrition, feeding us the right things, supplements, all that. That all plays a big role in success, like individual success and team success. Yeah. What are you trying to improve on most this summer? What is your emphasis on this summer? Just to be a better leader, just to be more vocal. I feel like that'll help with my play. Just learning my playbook inside and out, knowing what everybody's doing. And just to work hard. Yeah, you are kind of, you show your personality on the field. I mean, is that right? I mean, like you play not over emotional, but I mean, you let people know how you feel out there watching you play in high school when you were just dominating people. It looked like you were very comfortable, kind of showing people how you felt. Is that something that you have to? I mean, it seems like that's very natural for you to almost be a vocal leader. Well, I mean, so. In high school, it was kind of, easy. Sure. But in college, it's just a different atmosphere. Like, you have to do different – you have to know what you're doing, but also knowing what everybody else's, job is, too. So it's kind of completely different. I feel like it's natural, but kind of got to, force it out of myself sometimes. So that's what I want to work on. You mentioned the wide receivers. They're special. They might have the best player in the country in Keishawn Butte at that spot at LSU. What has it been like to guard those guys every day, and what do you expect from that position coming up this year? They're going to do big things. As always, I mean, it's NFL LSU, but it's also, wide receiver university, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to do great things. They're going to do phenomenal under Coach Hankton. Man, I'm expecting great things from all of them.
Have you seen any of these true freshmen that have come in early? Everybody comes in here and talks about Will Campbell. Everybody talks about Quincy Wiggins. You just laid eyes on Harold Perkins for the first time. He got here this summer. What do some of these true freshmen look like? You were just there a year ago coming in with all these expectations. What have you seen from those youngsters and any advice that you've had for them up to this point?
Well, they're definitely college ready. Big guys. So they can come in and contribute to the team right away. Will Campbell, he's been working hard. Like, he's just, I don't know, he's a beast.
He's different.
He's a different type of guy. Harold Perkins, he gonna contribute to everybody. I feel like it's just now that I see, like, from last year into this year, like where I was, it's just like kind of different. I don't think I was really ready for everything, cause I never experienced nothing like college before. From fall camp to just cleaning my own like clothes, washing the dishes, like that was different. My mama did stuff like that.
Absolutely.
For me. So just to experience all that, it was just like different. And those guys, they look ready. They look down for the challenge to help us win.
What has the SWAT teams done to the overall chemistry of the squad? How has that kind of not forced, but what has it done for the group?
Well, SWAT team points, it's an accountability thing, just to help us stay on track, organized, and just the little details. That's what they're trying to instill in us, just the little things, like waking up doing a questionnaire, to just the SWAT team points, going to class, just doing academics in general. That's what they're trying to, instill in us. So it's all about the little details.
Absolutely, man. Any plans for you this summer outside of working out with the team? Anything to get away for it for a minute?
Well, I want to go on vacation, but you don't really have time. It's school and football. School start July 5th, so it's kind of like I don't really have.
You were under Coach Moffitt last season.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's Jacob Flint. A lot of good things coming out about Flint. What is it like under his off-season program?
Love Coach Flint. Love his energy, his leadership. I just like what he's doing. It's not really. Well, it is, but it's the science behind everything that we're doing. It's just like different. Like I never, like to the catapults, to everything. It's just different. It's a different workout like environment.
Yeah.
And like it makes like my body like I just feel so much stronger, faster, mentally tougher under Coach Flint. So
anybody you look up to, watch their game and steal a little bit from it, or try to model your game after it?
Tyron Matthews.
Wow.
Yeah, I say Tyron. I like Buda Baker too.
Hell yeah, he's a player. What was it like when Tyron came through and spoke to y'all?
And he was just so humble, like it's just unbelievable. Well, I see why he's great now. It's just the little things that he does that separates him from the rest. And he's real humble, real Louisiana guy. It's just kind of like, I mean, just to see him come from nothing to where he is now is just unbelievable. So
sure,
that's who I model my game after.
Is it fair expectation to come into a D1 school as a 5-star? Was there?
I mean, there was a lot of pressure, I would say, on my shoulders. But I mean, I'm ready for it. It's nothing that I can't handle. Yeah. But I mean, it's really. I mean, everybody has to play up to the expectation. So
yeah,
it don't matter if you're 4-star, 5-star, 3-star. If you can play, they're gonna put you on the field.
100%. What'd you think of the quarterback play in spring?
Good. We got some game changers. To all the quarterbacks. They all. It's gonna be a tough.
Right. Yeah. I know. I don't want to put you in that position because I know.
I don't know.
It's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be tough.
Sage, I can't wait to watch you play this year, bro. Feels like you're about to bust out. Thank you for your time today.
No problem.
We will catch up again soon. Let's stay here, Stewie. Let's take a break. Turn over the set. We got Jarrick Bernard-Converse sitting outside on the in the green room. We'll get him in and change the set over and talk more LSU defense, LSU defensive back play, coming into a guy with high expectation in Jarrick. Real quick on his game. What does he? I know that he was a little banged up during spring. But he's been in the locker room and looks like he's going to be ready to go in fall. What have you seen from the Oklahoma State, Louisiana native?
Well, leadership. He it's pretty self-explanatory. He has it all, from the feet work to hips, all of it. The technique. He can play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sage Ryan, he can play from Lafayette Christian High School over in the 337. We will talk to somebody from the 318. When we come back from West Louisiana to North Louisiana, right here in South Louisiana, we will bring you LSU football coverage here next. Stick around. Jordy Culotta Show brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Back here to the Jordy Culotta Show, driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. We appreciate you being out there. Make sure and hit that like button, share button, comment button as we are coming through on this Wednesday. As always, brought to you by Go Chevrolet. Good stuff with Sage Ryan. Make sure you hit that like button and share button. We appreciate him coming through, and we're looking forward to our next conversation. A guy that we have been trying to track down since he has landed in Baton Rouge. It was big news when LSU was able to pull a 4-year player from Oklahoma State, a guy who's played a ton of football in the Big 12 for the Oklahoma State Cowboys. He's a Louisiana native, played for Coach Byron Dawson, former LSU Tiger up at Evangel, and is now down in Baton Rouge finishing up his college career. And that is defensive back Jarrick Bernard-Converse, as he is in studio with us here on this Wednesday. Man, it is good to see you. Welcome aboard. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We've kind of started off all these interviews by asking whether it be players or coaches how they ended up in Baton Rouge, because there's so many new faces, right? Obviously the whole coaching staff, but a lot of the guys that they were pulling out of the portal, and it's rare to see a guy like Sage come through here that was on the roster last year. How did you end up in Baton Rouge?
I think it was just the opportunity that had arose after this past year. All the guys that had left in the cornerback position, I think that's just what led me to being here right now.
Did you have any initial relationship with LSU during your first recruiting process? What was it like for you as far as being recruited by LSU? Did you have any familiarity with the campus, the facilities, the program?
Yes, sir, I did. It wasn't like what it was now, but it was a little brief relationship back then.
We talked to Robert Steeples. He came through here a couple of weeks back, and then everybody that comes through here seems to bring his name up. He's coaching your position every day on the practice field. What does he mean to you every day, and what did he mean to your recruitment getting you to LSU?
I just look up to him because he has a lot of knowledge towards like the defensive back position, but also he's a great guy like off the field, and he has a lot of characteristics and principles that I can relate to and I see with myself.
What is the expectation that you have on yourself in this final year for college football for you?
I just want to maximize this opportunity and make the best of it, honestly.
Yeah.
Sir.
What was your experience like at Oklahoma State?
It was pretty cool. I liked it up there. It's very different from Louisiana,
I bet.
for sure.
I bet.
Yes, sir.
Flat.
Yeah. But overall, I liked it. I enjoyed my time there.
What about from the standpoint of the experience of playing in the Big 12? What did that do for you as far as football? What type of challenge was that for you? What you bring back to the SEC?
I feel like it was a challenge because they pass the ball a lot, and that's all. They basically do is just pass. So I feel like that helped me develop like as a DB as a whole, like coverage, tackling, learning the game more, all of that. So.
Yeah. What's your vantage point of the SEC now that you come into it? What has been your viewpoint, your thoughts on it, and now becoming a player in it?
I think I just reflect on my experience that I have from playing in the Big 12 and being in college for 4 years. So I think experience is the most thing that I bring.
But what do you think of the league as far as the competition when you look at SEC football? What do you think of it?
I think it's the best of the best. Everybody looks at the SEC as second to the NFL, so I think it's going to be a challenge.
You weren't able to go through spring from a health standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you from a health standpoint, and what are your expectations to get back on the field?
Just recently I got cleared again to participate in full activity, so I'm looking forward to continuing in my recovery process and getting back on the field.
Was it ankle?
My foot.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What do you think of LSU's defensive back room? There's a lot of new faces in there. You got transfers. They got new guys. They got guys that have been there. What's your thought on that room?
I think there's a lot of experience and talent for sure. There's guys from all over that bring different, unique things to the room. So I think we'll be good, and everybody's just going to chime in on what they have and use what they can bring to the table.
What has been your experience like with Matt House?
He's very detailed, for sure. He expects a lot of us to know what we're supposed to do. He also challenged us to know what other guys on the field are doing so that we'll all know what to do and where to be. So,
your thoughts on Brian Kelly? What's it like playing for him?
So far it's been good. I like what he brings. He holds us accountable to everything we do, so I look up to him, and I like what he brings to the table.
A lot of talk about leadership of guys that come through here, and when they talk about leaders, you're one of the names that pops up as a guy that they look to. From your point of view, what is your What do you think of the leadership on this particular team, and what is your role in that pecking order?
I think with the new staff coming in, there's like a need for leadership. So they're looking to the guys with experience, as myself, to come in and help them change the culture and establish the principles that they want.
What do you think on the ways that he's trying to create those leaders, the SWAT teams? What have you made of kind of the ways that he's getting you guys there?
I think it's just a lot on accountability. I mean, and responsibility on what you need to do and what you need to get done. And I really think he's put an emphasis on that this whole off season and this whole time since he's been here.
We got a question from a listener who types in Jarrick. First off, thank you for coming back to the boot where you belong.
Yes,
The cornerback room at LSU needed a hero, and you answered the call. I think you already answered this, Go. What's going to be the biggest difference between the SEC and Big 12?
I think overall competition. I mean, like I said, everybody thinks the SEC is the best, and I also think so. So I think it'll be the competition from a standpoint of athletes, coaches, schemes, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oklahoma State's got a ton of money, right? They had great. What's the comparison like between LSU facilities, support staff, all that stuff to where you're coming from? Is it completely different?
It's not completely different, but there's a difference for sure. I feel like there's more staff here than it was at Oklahoma State. There's like more people doing different things here. But overall, I mean, there's not many differences, but there's some differences for sure.
How much do you take advantage of like the nutrition part of it, that somebody's there overseeing that, then you've got a nutrition center that you can eat in?
Yes, sir.
How much do you guys take advantage of that?
We take advantage of that for sure. I feel like me personally, through me being injured and stuff like that, I've had to do more than what everybody else is doing, and I've been more focused on my nutrition because it's there, so why not use it?
Yeah.
And I feel like that can help me propel myself.
Outside of getting healthy and getting completely back, what is your emphasis this summer? What are you trying to improve on?
Just my overall knowledge of the game and work on my craft for sure, and just prepare myself in the best shape I can be for this season.
Yeah. What do you think of the SEC competition?
I think it's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be a challenge, but I mean, I feel like I'm here for a reason, and I'm looking forward to it.
What do you think of the staff? I know I asked you about Steeples, and I've asked you about House and Kelly, but it seems like this is a group that really likes one another. You know what I mean? I know that that's kind of basic and elementary to say, but it seems like at the baseline level of it, I mean, it's just a lot of dudes that like one another, like being around each other. How have you kind of seen, from your point of view, that staff and the way that they're put together?
Like you said, they like each other. I see offensive coaches like playing around with defensive coaches and just growing relationships with each other, and like everybody like understanding what the main focus is. So I feel like that's really helped us.
Are you comfortable in both areas on being on an island, like to cover and like can come up and help in the run? I mean,
yes, sir.
You okay with being physical?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah. Jarrick, it's great to meet you, man.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you being here. What's the academics like for you? A guy that transfers in this late in the game, and your academic standpoint.
Sure. Well, I graduated this past December.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, I mean, I'm planning to go to vet school here. So,
oh, wow.
Yes, sir. So,
you're 3-year all academic Big 12?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Man, that's great. And you want to be a veterinarian?
Yes, sir. So I've been working towards that and getting ready to apply and all that stuff.
We just had Sage Ryan come through here. He's a guy that came in with a ton of expectations. Didn't have the freshman season that he wanted,
Yes, sir.
but seems like he's in a good mental place going into year 2. What's a guy like you expect from a young player from like Sage?
I mean, I just expect him to bring his best. I mean, that's all you can ask. But I feel like he's in a good space. Like you said, he's more focused, locked in, and he's looking good every day out there.
You hadn't had a chance to be on the field with these guys yet, but what do you make of the wide receivers and how they'll challenge you every day?
From what I've seen, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. They can attack the ball. They have good press releases, and they are good blockers. So
yeah.
Yes, sir.
And the quarterback room
Yes,
is
sir.
probably the fiercest competition on the team,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's competition all over in that room. there's guys that can do all, like Jaden, Garrett, Miles. They can do just about everything. So it's going to be some good competition.
Who's a starter? I'm just kidding. Great to see you, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for stopping by, man.
Thank you.
Jarrick Bernard-Converse, a transfer defensive back to LSU. High expectation, both from a leadership standpoint and on the field. It's good to catch up with him and get to know him here on this Wednesday. Make sure you hit that like button, share button, comment button. Remember, mic'd up tonight, 6 to 8 o'clock here on the FM digital media stations over on Mic'd Up. And tomorrow morning, we'll be back with you at 7 a.m. Jacoby and Guillory and Xavier Hill coming through tomorrow morning here on the show. So check it out as we are driven and powered by Go Chevrolet. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with more of the Jordy Culotta Show tomorrow. Brought and powered to you by Go Chevrolet.